Hey guys, welcome back to Vanellope's Corner. So, I was browsing through books on Wattpad because I really love it. I don't personally have any content up there, but I think Wattpad is an awesome little site. And I found a bunch of books that I wanted to read to you guys, but I decided to go, one by one. Not only because I've already got a bunch of books that need to be written, that still need to be read, but because I just want to focus on one book with you guys. And the one that I decided to read. Hang on. Okay. So, the one that I decided to read, I've read the whole book before, so I know how it ends. I'm not going to spoil anything for you guys. But anyway, I really liked it, so I messaged the author asking him if I could read it on YouTube, because I thought that would be the polite thing to do, to ask him before I, read his book on a social media site, or before I did that and posted it. Because obviously this content belongs to him, and I just wanted to make sure that it was okay. And he said, okay, sure, go for it. So I was like, okay. And, okay. So I'm going to read it to you guys, and I think we're going to try and get through the first 3 chapters. So, let's see what we can do. I just need to check something really quick. Okay, I'll be back in like 2 seconds. So I just went downstairs because I wanted to get my USB stick. This thing is 16 gigabytes. I was at the Walmart on Wednesday and I got a bunch of shopping done. I'll go into that more in my vlog, but anyway, I think we should probably get into this book. Oh, just so you know, if I ever say I'm gonna record a video this day and then I don't record it, the reason might be because my brother had a freak out that day, because I don't want to get too into it too much because it's not really any of you guys' business, but I don't really record, but my brother's working through some stuff right now and he's just got a lot of anger and stuff, so I don't like to record when he's yelling and stuff. I just think that's common decency, and I know that I wouldn't want him recording if I was being like that, even if he's downstairs or whatever. If I can hear him well enough that I can if I can hear him well enough, I just don't record that on that day or at that time. Usually, it's usually on the days when he's yelling. It's kind of hard to find a time when he's calm because he just gets really upset. But anyway, if I ever don't record a video on a certain day, that might be the reason. Especially when I get into my new schedule, so. So, I was going to record a video a few days ago, but I ended up not doing that because of my brother, and a couple of days later I was going to record a video again, but then my brother went off again, so I just didn't. So, yeah, I know I said I was going to put up a video on Friday, and it's now the next Friday after I said I was going to post a video, but, well, but a lot of shit came up, so I'm sorry. You guys are just going to have to deal with it. My hair is more flat in this video. It's still sticking up a little bit, but okay, anyway. Let's read this book. Okay, so the book is called Death Becomes Us, and like I said, I've read it before. It's really good, and once I read till the end, the title kind of makes sense. I don't know. I kind of like the title anyway. It's cool. Anyway, so we're just going to get into this, chapter 1. There is no, intro on this. There is kind of an intro. I'll put the link below if you guys want to check the book out, or you can just wait till I read the rest of it on my YouTube channel. But if you check it out, there's like this little intro where he promotes a couple of his books. Seriously, I hope you guys go check him out because he's really good. I'll leave the link to his book down below. And I hope you guys check him out because he's really good. And he wrote a couple of other books that I may read at some point. I don't know. But please go check him out. I cannot recommend him enough. But, you know, if I'm reading something that someone wrote, or if I'm, you know, doing something with, like, I'm gonna promote the people that, you know. So, anyway. Okay, let's get into this. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to put a picture up of Sky up on the screen for a minute, just so you can see what he looks like. Bam. I have a few other pictures that I'm going to be posting in this chapter, and I have some other stuff. I'm going to try and post multiple pictures per chapter. I know in the past I usually did one per chapter, but I was thinking about trying a few per chapter, just to try something different. So I already went through this chapter and saved a bunch of pictures that I think fit the book really well. So, okay. So now that you've seen what Sky looks like, we're gonna get into this. There's also the cast on the side. Gasper Uriel as Yuli. Okay, I can't read a thing. Just go check it out for yourself because it's good. Okay, so chapter 1: Decisions, Decisions. The lights came on, and there sat 3 strangers just coming to. The 3 sat cuffed to their own chair, with just their left arm free of the restraints that held them in place. A gun lay in each of their laps. I gave them a moment to panic, to freak out, and to cast the blame onto one another. I gave them time to shout, cuss, and cry, to beg, demand, and ask the million-dollar question, where the fuck were they? I smiled once the introductions were over at last, and pressed the button to the intercom. By the way, I know I usually, like swear a lot in my videos, like fuck, and stuff like that, but, that was actually in the book, so. It's nice to hear my brother happy like this. Okay, welcome one and all to Death's Fun House. You may call me Mr. Reaper. I spoke and watched as the group looked around to see who I was, or maybe they were looking around to find out where I was. Get us out of here, the housewife in this group of 3 begged me as she struggled against her restraints, using her free hand to pull at the cuff, holding her right arm down to the chair. It always amused me how hard they tried to free themselves, as if I would make it so easy for them to break out, as if I would allow them to ruin the game. In your lap is a gun with a single bullet in it. Please pick it up and point it at the person to the left of you. Okay, I probably should have mentioned this in the first place, but I'll probably just put up a, pop-up message or something. But this book is, pretty dark. It's fucked up, so. Prankster Lock, I'm talking to you because I know you're only like 14 or something, but this might not be the best idea. I mean, I guess I really can't stop you, but I don't know if this book is for 14-year-olds. Anyway, I love books like this, but if you want to watch it, then go right ahead, but I'm just warning you that it's dark. Okay, they all looked down at the revolver that lay on their laps, yet none of them picked it up. Sorry, if I make a mistake reading this, it's that the grammar isn't the best. I'm not trying to piss off the creator or anything. Just some constructive criticism. But anyway. What do you want from us? the businessman asked, or more like screamed. I will have you know that time is of the essence. As you waste it not listening to me, the room you are in is slowly filling with a neurological gas that will slowly but surely shut down your system and kill you. Take a look to your right, please. I told them, and they looked to see the clock on the wall. It was counting down from 30 minutes. What does it mean? The last in this group, the average Joe, asked. It means that in 30 minutes that door to the other side of the room is going to close and lock forever, and none of you will ever see the light of day again. So, I started in a nice calm voice. Pick up the fucking guns, I yelled, and this time they all listened. The businessman's gun was pointed at the housewife's at the average Joe, and the average Joe's at the businessman. My perfect little circle of death was complete at last. Now what? The businessman asked, and I giggled with excitement. Now the real fun began. Just so you know, the person narrating is Skylar. Hang on. Sorry guys, I'm trying to deal with a few different things at once. I'm waiting for my buddy to get back on the message boards. So, the first person that shoots and kills his or her target shall be released. The man left will get 5 minutes to decide if he wants to die or avenge the fallen man or woman's death. In layman's terms, only one or none of you are walking out of here alive. Remember, the clock is ticking. 25 minutes left, I said, and watched them. I watched as the guns... Sorry, I keep getting distracted. Remember, the clock is ticking. 25 minutes left, I said, and watched them. I watched as the guns shook in each of their hands. I watched as they begged the one with the gun to their head to please have mercy on their souls. I watched as they plotted and planned a way to free themselves from this predicament. This was my favorite part of the show. I was very interested in knowing what kind of person it took to give up his or her own life for a stranger that they had only just met. She put good night as 2 separate words. Good dot night. Okay then. Anyway. Okay, or would self-preservation win overall? Who would be the first to pull the trigger? Who had the most to live for? Even still, would the remaining one... Remaining... I think he meant remaining. Remaining one... Would the remaining one take revenge? Maybe they would kill out of a twisted sense of justice, or just because they didn't want to die either. Okay, I'm very curious in knowing what you guys think. So, would you... I thought I was already following this guy. Would you kill another person so that you could live? I'm very interested to know what you guys think. Or would you let somebody kill... Or would you let the stranger kill you so that you could... Or so that they could live? Fuck. The businessman was cracking under the pressure already. As humans, don't we all want to do the right thing? No man wants to kill another, but when it's you or them, who do you choose? You can't do this, the housewife cried. You will never get away with this, she threatened. The average Joe, on the other hand, was calm. He was still, as if he knew something the others didn't. Or maybe he was ready to pull the trigger and end the life of the businessman. My phone rang, playing my song as the name That Woman popped up on my screen. I rolled my eyes, moving away from the window that looked down onto my playmates and away from the intercom as well. Then I slid the bar over to answer the phone. I told you I was studying, I hissed in the phone at That Woman. When are you coming home? It's so late already and on a school night, she pleaded with me. I will be home when I get there. Don't call me when you have nothing to say. Sky, your father told me, she started, but I hung up before she could finish that statement. That woman was annoying, and given the choice, it would be her here in one of these chairs, chained down with a gun to her head. That woman married my father 2 months after the death of my mother. Did they really think I didn't know about the affair? Did she really think that I would forgive and forget? Did this dumb bitch believe that she could replace my mother? How could I forget the woman that gave birth to me and raised me for the first 13 years of my life? How could I forget the only other person in this world who had known about my darkness? How could anyone ever replace that? For 4 years I have been putting up with that woman. For 4 years I had been mourning the loss of my mother alone. I frowned at the fact that she had taken my attention away from my game. I went back over to my window and looked down at my little lab rats. They had 15 minutes left on the clock. I could see the look of panic in the businessman's eyes. I could see the beads of sweat rolling and staining his collar. I could see the smear of mascara and tears that ran down the housewife's cheeks. Cheeks. And once more I could see the unsettling calm that had fallen over the average Joe. I watched him the most. He didn't panic like the others did. He didn't beg or plead or freak out like the others had done. He was interesting. It was as if he was at peace already. As if he knew what he had to do and was already set in doing it. Sorry, guys, I don't mean to keep making fun of this guy's bad grammar. I'm not trying to. I'm sorry, man. Mr. Reaper, sir, the average Joe called me. I smiled as I pressed my button to be heard. What? I answered him. Is there a reason we are the ones that you chose? He asked me. I thought about that for a moment, thinking about when I grabbed each of them. The housewife, I helped her put her bags in her car before drugging her and taking her car, which brought her to my fun house. The businessman nearly hit me with his car, and then had the nerves to get out and blame me for the close call. I took that chance to drug him and bring him to the fun house as well. Last, the average Joe, my wild card, sat next to me at the park and spilled out his life story to me. He was perfect for my game, so I drugged him and took him to my fun house, making him the third. You were chosen because all of you were perfect for my game, so different from each other, yet you each have a reason to live. Each of you deserves to die as well. Let's take Laura, for example. I called out to the housewife, using her name so that she would know... So that she would know it was her I was speaking of. You were having an affair with a married man. Your new baby isn't even your husband's, and he doesn't have a clue. Okay, sorry. I'm getting distracted by my mom. Guys, I might just do one chapter. It's really friggin' late. And yeah, I could stay up for a while longer and read through it, but I really don't feel like it tonight, so I might just stop after the first chapter and then do another fiction reading at another day this week. Okay, And you, Stan, the businessman flinched when I called his name. You cheated thousands of consumers out of millions from making bad investments, the very same investments that made you rich, and well, it left them out in the cold. Luke, the average Joe was still when I called his name, waiting like a good little boy to hear his sin. It's all your fault your girlfriend lost her baby. Your baby. All because you couldn't keep your temper in check. It was all because you never learned not to hit a lady. So yes, you all were perfect for my game. So much to live for, and yet each of you have reasons to die as well. Have good reasons to die as well. Now that you know each other's sins, judge each other. Who will walk away with their life? 5 minutes left. They each looked at the clock to see if I was lying to them, but there was no need to lie. The game was so much better without false truths mixed around. I'm a very important man, Stan pleaded with the others. Please, I just want to see my baby again. I just want to hold my son. Laura cried. Mr. Reaper, sir. Luke called to me once more, and I looked down on him. He turned his head towards the window, but it was too dark inside of my booth for him to see me. Thank you, he said, and pulled the trigger, shooting Stan in the head. Laura screamed as Stan's blood and brains leaked out the hole in his head. He slumped in his chair as his shirt quickly became red. "Shoot me," Luke told her, but she was crying and the gun was shaking. I got out of my chair, climbing to the control panel so I could watch. "If you ever want to see your baby again, shoot me," he hissed at her. She was shaking her head no. Poor foolish Laura couldn't bring herself to do it. I looked at the clock, 2 minutes left. My heart was racing. How would this game end? Luke looked to the clock as well. "You will forgive yourself," Luke soothed her. You are not at fault. You didn't kill us. You didn't kill me, the sick freak that put us here did," Luke told her, and I smiled when he called me a sick freak, as if that was the first time that I'd heard that. "Shoot me!" Luke yelled it with his eyes on the clock. Laura let out a scream, and Luke closed his eyes as she pulled the trigger. The boom of the gun rang hollowly around the room. Luke's head went to the side, his blood and brains spraying out onto the floor. Laura sat in shock, and I smiled. "Congratulations," I said, and the restraints holding her were released with the press of a button. She stumbled out of her chair, tossing the gun and throwing up. She tiptoed past the 2 dead men and made her way to the other end of the room. She made it to the door and peeked her head out just as the clock hit 0. The door slammed shut, taking her head off. Her body slid to the floor, the stub of her neck pulsing blood. "Too bad, Laura, time is up. You lose," I laughed, and hit the switch after packing up my things, turning the lights out on her. Yet another game has ended. I wonder what I will do next time. Alright, well that was a bit of fun. That's the kind of stuff I like to read. It's great. I really have nothing more to say, so okay, so I really have nothing more to say, so yeah, I'm just gonna go. Okay, bye guys. I love each and every one of you. Please don't forget to always be yourself. I'll put up another book reading before next Friday, so okay. I will see you guys when I see you guys. I love each and every one of you. Please don't forget to always be yourself. Okay. Peace out.